Hello everyone, I'm Mr. Macabre and welcome back to my movie library. A few days ago, or a couple of days ago, I made a video about getting in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre films from Arrow Video. And I mentioned in that video that I had gotten the 4K of The Conjuring on 4K. I just got that in a couple of days ago and been checking it out. And I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys. And I also got another nice little collector's edition that I'm happy to add to my library. Just real quick, just 1 second, just wanted to show you. You guys know I love my movies. I love collecting my movies and stuff like that. But another thing that I do enjoy is when I can find them for a really good price and at least decent condition. I like picking up first edition paperbacks because I love movies. I adore movies, but I'm actually a book lover as well. And, I picked this up in a Goodwill a couple of days ago. This is a first edition paperback of Anne Rice's The Vampire Lestat. There's a little wear on the spine there, but other than that, I mean, still, it's in really, really good condition. And, just really nice, really beautiful. And, I was happy to find that, Definitely enjoy Anne Rice's books and writing and stuff. So yeah. But I think that's not too bad, Like I said, for a first edition paperback, this is actually pretty good shape, I think. Like I said, just aside from the creases on the spine. But anyway, just wanted to show that off real quick. Thank you for your patience. And let's get to the meat of the matter. As I said, I got The Conjuring on 4K. I got the collector's edition. And here you go. This is to show that I got it. It's the Warner Brothers box that these come in. And here we go. Here we go. This is beautiful. I'm going to take you through and show you some of the stuff there. I'm pretty much planning on just keeping the J card attached to it because I saw the back. I watched Euphoria Pictures video on this. This was right before I ordered it. At the time I was just planning on getting the standard edition, and but when I saw that there was one of these, I really would prefer to get this. So I looked it up, and lo and behold, I was actually able to find one. And there were only 2 copies left. I got one of the last ones. So I would much rather have this. I know that I heard that there's supposed to be one of these for like Corpse Bride getting ready to come out, and my air conditioner just kicked on. I know that there's one for Corpse Bride getting ready to come out, and I'm hoping if there is, I'd like to see if I can maybe get my hands on that too. So, but yeah, this is beautiful, really nice edition. Got a couple of extra bonus features like reflections on The Conjuring. Let's see here, some scariest of them all, reflections of The Conjuring. The Conjuring, fact of 4? Face to Face with 4? I don't know. A Life in Demonology, scaring the effing shit out of you. Sorry, but just kind of it's kind of a little hard to read there. But the one thing that I think is interesting is when I watched Euphoria Pictures video on this, he was wearing gloves when he was handling this because he said that the case is like a real fingerprint magnet. But what's interesting is mine doesn't have that problem. I mean, you see, it's like no fingerprints. It's not on mine anyway. But it's your typical Warner Brothers release. You get the nice hard box, and here's the steel book. It's a matte finish, as you can see. And on back, you got the watch. Stopped at 3:07 a.m., which is intricate to the movie. Open it up here. And you got the scene there where they're doing the exorcism in the basement. Black disc for the 4K, blue disc for the Blu-ray. Makes sense, I guess, for the Blu-ray, be blue. Of course, the beauty of it is, I'm sure you've already heard other people say too, is what's nice is when you import these collector's editions, the Blu-ray is, usually is always region free, so that's nice. So that's the inside of the steelbook there. where like she's levitating in the chair and stuff like that. Just man, oh man, I love this movie, and I was so happy to that this was coming out on 4K. Of course, it makes sense because now you got the new movie coming out. The last Conjuring movie and all that stuff, and it's like, yeah, let's wait and see what money has to say about that. How many times, in these franchises, how many times have we seen it's like, oh, this is the last one. After this, there'll never be another one. Then money talks, and a little while down the road, a new one pops up. So we'll see. We'll see about that. The inside, can't see that though. It's just red. Anyway, so you got that, and you got your envelope here. Really nice. You got a lot of your cards and stuff here. Got the little poster. I do apologize if you're like, God, I've seen other people do this before. Why are you doing this? I don't know. In case if some people haven't seen it. But you get a two-sided poster. I do want to get a frame for this pretty soon. I love that. To me, this is the best artwork, but this ain't bad either. Bathsheba in the chair with Annabelle. Yeah, I think if I was going to frame it, I'd probably do it with this one. Because that's, the image I'm most familiar with. Then you got a card here that tells you the game instructions on how to play hide and clap. The game that they like to play in the movie. But there, so if you want to, you can pause and read it. Of course, you got your booklet. Nice little booklet here. See, this quote here, this is what's on the back of the case. So it's like, that's why I'm just like, I'll probably just go ahead and keep the J card on it. But let's see if we can read that. But yeah, just really nice. I like the, on the disc, I like the new bonus feature, Reflections on the Conjuring. Just sad they didn't get Ron Livingston, but, they do interviews with James Wan and Lily Taylor, Patrick Wilson, Vera Farmiga, people who worked on behind the scenes and stuff like that, the actor who played Drew in the movies, the actor who played Brad, there's the real Lorraine Warren. And, yep. The actor who played Brad in the movie, and so yeah, that was a nice new little bonus feature that they added on there. And we got our cards here, and these are double-sided. So on this one, you got Patrick and Vera as Ed and Lorraine. You got that on the, well, I'll do it this way. Okay, there's that. There's that. There's that. And that's Drew there with Ed Warren. There's that. Okay, now we're going to flip them around. There's that. There's that. One of the most famous shots from the movie is them in the basement. Lily Taylor. I think Lily Taylor really, my God, talk about an amazing actor. It's like she goes for it in this movie. She is so damn good in this flick. Vera Farmiga. That's the funny part. Is like I've known a few guys who are like, oh, dude, Vera Farmiga is so goddamn hot. Oh, There's that one. There's this one guy I worked with, Gabriel, Hispanic, and one time we were talking about the movie and stuff, and we were talking about like a couple of the little things that bugged us about the movie, and like the part where she's hearing the noise and then she goes out in the hallway and all the pictures fall down. It's like, how the hell is it that those kids did not wake up, and stuff like that. And we were talking about just a couple of little things that bugged us about the movie, but anyway. But yeah, he was just all like, he was all like, dude, he's like, I think white chicks are ugly as fuck. But yeah, Vera Farmiga, I'd give her a couple of rides. It's like, thank you. Really nice to know that. Really appreciate the info. So anyway, so there you go. This is a cool picture. I like this one. You got the child actors with the real parent daughters. So, oh, and these all have the same background. So, okay. James Wan with Lorraine Warren. James Wan in front of the house. Vera Farmiga with Lorraine Warren. James behind the camera. There we go. So yeah, so these are all your cards and everything. Really, really nice, beautiful addition that they've done here. And if you look, it's like it's pretty standard. It goes, like pretty much hand in hand with what you're used to when you see these Warner Brothers releases and stuff like that. You got like, hang on a second. Trying to see if I can be slick and do this, There we go. And come on, baby. Come on. Try to do this where I can get everything put back and I'm not wasting too much of your time. But envelope is done. And there we go. So there you go. That's pretty much everything in a nutshell. Would I recommend getting the movie on 4K? Honestly, yes, I would. Am I saying you have to go out and get it? No, I'm not saying that at all. I know that there are going to be people who's like, dude, I got the Blu-ray. I'm happy with that. Then be happy with it. Okay? Don't let anybody tell you what to do. All right? If you want the Blu-ray, you keep it. Okay? As a matter of fact, okay, I'll tell you something. Before I decided to pick this up, I was planning to keep my Blu-ray as well because the 4K just has just the disc. The only downside, no digital code comes with these. But but let me show you something. At first I was going to keep my Blu-ray because this was my Blu-ray. I picked up this beautiful Steelbook a long time back, and until I decided to go for this, I was pretty much planning to keep this. I know some people will be like, you should still keep it, but I think what I'll probably do is just go ahead and send this off or sell it off, give it to somebody who will really give it a good loving home and really adore and appreciate it. So, but yeah, up until then, I was actually planning on keeping this because, it was so beautiful and I just didn't want to get rid of it. The picture quality on the 4K does look really good, though. They did a good job. I think Warner Brothers knew better than to screw this up. They knew they couldn't really, they really couldn't botch this. This movie it's too big, it's too popular, but yeah, the picture quality looks amazing. Some of the colors, the blacks are very, very black. The scenes, especially in at the Warrens' home, like when they're outside and stuff, the green of the trees and the grass and the bushes, and it really pop and, looks very, very good, very vibrant colors and stuff. And, of course, I've watched this movie a bunch of times, and that's why I went for this, because I love this movie. I watched it a bunch of times. I plan to watch it a bunch more times. And what better way now in beautiful 4K? It didn't really strike me until I was watching this the other day, checking it out, that one of the things that is I think we can all agree, one of the things that really adds to the scariness is when you see all the detail inside the parents' home, and you see just kind of like how, what a fixer-upper the house is, like the set design, and it looks gorgeous. It's beautiful the way they did it. You see how the house is very much kind of a fixer-upper, and, you see, like the chipped and cracked paint on the walls, the kind of worn down, scuffed look of the floors and everything else. I think that kind of strikes a chord with a lot of us because, so many of us have at one point in our life, I know I've done it, I'm sure just about everybody's done it. So many people have had to move into a home that, really needs work done on it. And, we've all been there. So I think, that kind of like, and you see these scary things happening in a home like that, I think it kind of strikes a chord with us because, we're more familiar with living in homes like that, or we've all done it at some point, either on our own or with our families. We've all done it. But honestly, yeah, the 4K transfer on this is really, really beautiful. They did a really bang up job on it. I believe it's HDR10 for your picture quality. For the audio, it's Master 5.1, no Dolby Atmos. But, still, the sound quality on here is very good. Even when you're just watching on of course it's going to sound a lot better. If you got, like a sound bar, a surround system or something, of course it's going to sound infinitely better. But, even if you've just got your regular just speaker on your TV, it sounds amazing. It sounds gorgeous. So, yeah, it's definitely, they did a great job. I would say, though, too, if you're, if you're not really in a hurry, you're like, maybe I'll pick it up someday. One thing to think about, If you're, you want to try to get a cheaper price, and if you're satisfied with just maybe just getting the, just getting the standard edition, I would say, you know what, maybe wait and see if you can pick it up. You probably get it for like $10 on a Black Friday sale. But yeah, but I do recommend it. It is worth, it is worth the upgrade in my opinion. But don't take that to mean that like you have to do it. No, you don't have to do anything. If you're happy with the DVD or you're happy with the Blu-ray, that's wonderful. I'm not here to judge you, and I swear I'm not being patronizing. But anyway, so yeah, I am just so glad to get this into my collection, and I love it. I really, really pray that here before too long we can get something like this for The Conjuring 2. I enjoy all three of the Conjuring movies, and I'm definitely looking forward to the new one. But if, out of the three so far, I would have to say if I had to pick a favorite, yeah, probably 2 would be my favorite one. Even though this movie's brilliant, I love it. So anyway, I just wanted to show that real quick, but yeah, so nice to have this bad boy in my collection. So a really, really nice upgrade. And real quick before you go, something that to me is a really, really great upgrade. Sorry, just need to wet my whistle. I was actually able to get when I ordered The Conjuring, they had only one of these in stock, and I was very lucky. I got the very last one, and I'm very happy to get this one. In this case, talking about a fingerprint magnet, I got the Shameless. See, look at that. Look at all the fingerprints on there. But I got the Shameless 4K of Dario Argento's Four Flies on Grey Velvet. This is something I really have been wanting to upgrade this for a long time. And I did see it was Mondo Celovic Movies. He did a video talking about this. Excuse me, showing this off, and he talked about the picture quality is infinitely better than the Blu-ray, which that's the thing. This is the Blu-ray that I've been dealing with for the longest time, and honestly, I'm not a fan of this Blu-ray. When it comes to Shameless and their Blu-rays, I'm not particularly thrilled. This was a while back when I was doing body bags with the guys. We would do label weeks where we would talk, we would review movies that are done on a certain label. And then we did Shameless, and I did The Strange Vice of Miss Ward, and I had the Blu-ray, and honestly, I was not a fan of it. And, I think I was the only one that said anything negative about Shameless. But yeah, I was like, I had that one, and I was not a fan of it. I really wanted the Severin Blu-ray that had the soundtrack and all that kind of stuff. And I went into my record store one day, and as soon as I saw they had that for a marked down price, I picked it up. And then I sold off the Shameless Blu-ray. And the same thing with this. I'm not really a fan of this one as well. I know some people, I know you're probably thinking like, dude, what the hell? These things come in the yellow case. Why you got in the blue case? Well, because I bought this used at the same record store. I bought this used, and when I got it, it didn't have the yellow case. It had a typical Blu-ray case like this. So, but anyway, yeah, I can now, now that I got this, I can sell this off. And, yeah, I was not a fan of this, the way it looked. And, especially like, because this is the uncut version. So like the uncut footage, when it's added into the movie, it's very noticeable and it looks like garbage. Just did not look good at all. And when I watched Mondo Celovic Movies video on this one, and he was talking about like they did a great job with the 4K restoration, and the movie looks seamless. It all fits together, and everything else. I'm willing to bet they probably used the same transfer that Severin did when they did their 4K years back, and and that was one thing. For a long time, I was holding out, hoping I could maybe get somebody would sell off their Severin, and I could maybe get my hands on that one, but never happened. But anyway, so yeah, glad to get this one too. This will definitely do in a pinch. I don't know exactly how many of these they made, but I got number 522. You can read that. So, but anyway, so yeah, just really, really happy. And this is nice. You do get a couple of new bonus features. You got a new interview with Dario Argento, new interview with star Michael Brandon, interview with writer and assistant director Luigi Cozzi, English opening and end credits, English and Italian theatrical trailers, English TV spot, photo gallery, new English subtitles in SDH, and 4K, HDR, and Dolby Vision encodes. Let's see here. Okay, for the sound, you got mono, DTS, HD, so Dolby Vision. So yeah. Anyway, so I'm very, very happy to get this. Very happy to upgrade this one. Honestly, it's like, yeah, after looking at this, if Shameless were to do more 4Ks, I could definitely see, picking some of these bad boys up, because this is pretty good. Pretty basic for your, for your 4K disc. Got the 4 flies. Then, of course, you got reversible cover art. I decided to go with this one. Thought this was cool. Because this looks pretty much the same as the outer case anyway, so. And then you got your booklet here too. So, I wouldn't say this is, definitely not my top 5 Argento movies, but I do enjoy it. I get fun out of this, And I am happy to get a nice edition of it. Opera on 4K. Oh yeah, definitely. Opera on 4K, definitely. But yeah, so you got the nice booklet here. This one too comes with this is like a little mini poster here, but it's pretty cool. Still not bad. I think it's only one-sided. Yeah, it's only one-sided. So I would definitely recommend, if you can find this, yeah, definitely pick it up. It really is a nice upgrade. And you only get a couple of cards here, dual-sided cards. And there you go. So yeah, so I'm very, very happy to get my hands on this bad boy, and I would recommend, yeah, if you can get a 4K of this, I would definitely recommend it. This really is the best, as far as I'm concerned, this is the best this movie's ever looked. Like I said, I'm not sure if because I never had it to compare to, I'm not sure if the transfer between this and the Severin is any different, or if they just use the same transfer. But yeah, it's definitely the best I've ever seen it look. But yeah, you want to talk, like I said, talk about fingerprint magnet. Look at that. So, but anyway, so yeah, if you can pick this up, I would strongly recommend doing so. Of course, like I said, I'm not here to tell you what to do. But anyway, so we got that. We got The Conjuring. So, like I said, yeah, I would say, yeah, if you're not really in any great hurry to get this, I would say, yeah, probably wait. You probably can get this probably like between $10-13 on a Black Friday sale. So, that's if you're willing to sell for just the standard edition. So, but yeah. So I would say, yep, get that. And got me a nice book too, so. Sorry. So that's it. So if anybody took the time to watch this, I thank you for doing it. I appreciate you for doing it. I honestly hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, would you mind leaving a like? And if you would, go ahead and please subscribe to my channel. And that's it. Can't think of anything more to say. So thank you, everyone. Take care. Have a good night.